When you're in your divine feminine energy, you do not control, force, or manipulate your way through life. There's no need to. You understand how the universe works, and you don't sit in fear or worry. You relax and you flow through life because you have a lot of trust. You have a lot of faith, and you don't let the ups and downs of life knock you out of your power or off your throne. The divine feminine knows that worry and that fear is gonna weigh her down and is gonna take her out of alignment. So she does not stay in that energy. She knows that type of energy will mess up her manifestations and her abundance that is always there and present and available to her. She allows herself instead to be guided by higher power, by the universe, by God, by her intuition, which is also so divine and such a gift we all have. If only we can tap into our intuition and practice using it. And so she doesn't have to not only force and manipulate her way through life, but she doesn't have to do that to other people either. She knows the connections that are meant for her will flow into her life. She knows when people and things leave her life that it's for her highest good. And so being in that energy of allowing and flowing is freedom. And the divine feminine loves her freedom and her openness to it all. Just think about that energy, how powerful that is to live your life like that. You don't get bogged down by every little thing that happens to you or every big thing that happens to you. You rise up higher. Every time she goes in the dark, she rises up with more light. She understands she's a divine soul in a human experience, and that many of the people and the souls that she has met on her journey are perhaps best friends with her on the other side, but here they were here to teach her lessons, to help her grow. And so she doesn't hold hate on her heart. She sees the bigger picture. She sees the divine plan. That mindset alone allows her to flow through life with ease and not holding on to the rocks in the river. She flows. She does not try to swim upward against the current. She flows. She knows she's going to reach where she needs to reach in divine timing. And that's the key, is she understands divine timing, and that alone allows her to rest with ease and in patience and in surrender without causing a negative riot of emotions internally inside her. Number 2, as a divine feminine, you are constantly looking out for things that make you feel good, practices, routines, habits. This is a part of your job, and it's an important one. You don't just let yourself get off track or go in a downward spiral. You will have tools in place to shift and manage your energy when needed. Whether it's positive self-talk, affirmations, taking walks, therapy, Reiki, I mean, you know what works for you, and you make sure you give yourself those things when you're out of alignment. And this is where routines and self care and discipline come in, and honoring yourself come in. So, whether it's breathing exercises, whether it's moving your body, or whether it's allowing yourself to cry, you know how to transmute, and you know how to calm yourself down, and you know how to bring yourself back to a level of peace. And by the way, when it comes to crying, a divine feminine does not look at that as weak. She consoles herself. There's a level of self love where you take care of yourself and you're down and out. You do not shame yourself, and you do not tell yourself to get it together and stop crying and give yourself that type of tough love. No. She understands her energy and how it works, and when it goes up and down, what she needs. And she has a set of tools ready, and she puts the effort, regardless of how she feels, into making herself feel better. That is a priority for her, to honor herself, to take care of herself. Number 3, the divine feminine, she knows when to rest. She does not feel guilty for resting. And that's a big one, because a lot of us were conditioned when we were young, and we have understood resting and mistaken it as being lazy. Our parents would tell us, we're lazy. Why are you sleeping? Why are you doing this? Well, you have to unwork those conditionings, and that's a part of your inner work, because that's not true. Resting is a key part of being in your feminine energy. It is nourishing, and the divine feminine knows that. She understands it's a part of keeping herself high vibrational and in alignment. And the divine feminine also enjoys life's pleasures. She knows how to play. She knows how to be free and have fun and let her guard down. She utilizes her creative energy because, and that comes naturally to a divine feminine. When you do this inner work for yourself, these are the types of gifts that you're going to get. Is you get into a creative flow, you tap into things that have been suppressed for so long. So use your creativity as a tool. Use your expanded mind to create something that you're passionate about. You know how beautiful that journey becomes of exploring hobbies or creating your own business, because you're in a creative flow. Your mind is expanded. It's a whole other approach. I will forever be big on women becoming entrepreneurs, especially when they tap into their feminine power, because you will create abundance like you've never imagined. And it's a beautiful thing. And it happens in such ease and alignment when you do it that way. And trust me, that's coming from a alpha female, type A, go-getter, control freak. I have really learned over the years how to surrender, and it's so much better on this side, let me tell you. Because the divine feminine works and makes decisions from her heart a lot. She surrenders to the process. She doesn't give up or feel fearful when things don't work out. She knows how to flow. There's a whole other power in that the masculine just does not embody. And that's why fully operating from your masculine energy is not going to work, because that's how burnout happens. That's how you overexert yourself. That's how you're so single minded and so focused that you miss out on the things that are happening around your focus that are actually meant for you. A divine feminine will ensure her lifestyle and her habits reflect love, her self love. So she moves her body, she eats well, she knows what she needs to consume, whether it's food, whether it's media, whatever it is. She feeds herself things that are good for her and healthy for her. She takes care of her physical body and understanding that her precious soul is within this vessel. And in order for her to live her best and most healthiest life, she needs to put efforts and take care of herself. She understands the importance of muscles when aging. She understands her joints, her ligaments, her everything, her bones. She understands what supplements she needs to take, what movements she needs to do, what she needs to read. And so you eat well because your body is a temple and your self love is stronger than any craving out there. And you have that sort of discipline because it matters more than anything. Your focus is you, your happiness, feeling good, and feeling peaceful. And the divine feminine, she will make sure she feels good. For example, when you're moving your body, whether it's the endorphins you release, whether it's you just feel good after a workout because it's something that you discipline yourself to do and you've crossed it off your list, or whether you just feel good because you're in a cute gym outfit and you made it to the gym and you had a good workout, whatever it is, you know what boosts your energy. You know what makes you feel good. And so you do more of those things. You practice those things. And you also understand what does not feel good in your system. And you do the inner work to avoid those things because it's not always easy to let go, but it's important enough. It really also comes down to having healthy relationships with food, with moving your body, with all these practices and tools that you need. You need to start looking at them as not chores and things you must do, but things you get to do because your body craves it, because you know you're going to feel better, because you're worth those special, because you're worth that self care. Your body deserves movement. That's how I started looking at it because it's a drag to work out. It's a drag to always eat well. But when you start to think of your body as a temple, you want to do those things. You want to treat yourself with the utmost respect and kindness and care. I've never been the calorie counter or no carb diets or all these random fad diets out there. I lean on and depend on my intuition because learning about my body and how I feel and what feels good for me and what doesn't has allowed me to develop the skill of intuitive eating. And I feel so powerful because I don't have to follow anybody or anything out there. I eat what feels good for my body, point blank, period. I stop when I need to stop. I overeat on days I want to overeat, and that's just how it works. So I'm not a prisoner to eating anymore. I have a great relationship with it now because I really had to learn to listen to my body and to see how it feels after certain foods and certain things until I became confident enough to eat intuitively. So now I don't depend on anything other than my inner voice when it comes down to eating. And that goes with moving my body too. Some days I feel like a hardcore workout in the gym, and sometimes I need an easy, flowy morning of just Pilates. And sometimes I just need to walk. And sometimes I need to do nothing. So I don't sit in guilt when I don't get my workout in, because I honor my body and I respect it and I make my decisions accordingly. I don't get tied up in the guilt of it all, because that's not a good energy to carry. You allow yourself that space and give yourself the grace, and you get back into your routines. So practice and build that muscle, build your intuition, practice prioritizing the peace within you so that you can hear the universe talking to you, guiding you, what's right for you. And embodying those types of traits is what happiness looks like. True internal happiness. They say, right? Happiness is an inside job. Well, your work is cut out for you. And happiness is your birthright. The problem is when you let life and all the stuff around you mess up your energy and you don't have the tools ready and you're not able to flow through life, it's hard to reach your dreams, to live an abundant life. You can't see through all of that. It's foggy, it's dirty, the lens is not clear. That's why what I taught you today is so important, because when you're in your divine feminine energy, you're clear. You don't have the fog. Peace is clarity, right? You can think better when you're peaceful. And that's what the journey of a divine feminine is all about. Tapping in. It's an energy, right? So you tap into that pool of energy and utilize it, because it will change your life for the better in ways you couldn't possibly imagine.
Thank you for all the love and support. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.